everybody, it is me, the classyfenn, and today we're going to be going over my top 4 worst games of the year slash most disappointing games of the year for 2022. There was going to be 5, but then I remembered, oh yeah, number 5 I didn't really play enough of to really have a good opinion on it, so we're just doing 4. And these 4 will be in order from the one I was least disappointed with slash thought was the least bad to the worst. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Coming in at number 4 is Overwatch 2, which is going to be surprising considering what I said in my beta video and in my initial impressions. Here's the thing. Shortly after that, I kind of just stopped playing. I kind of just got bored. Because it's the same Overwatch 1 gameplay that I was already used to and already familiar with. Just taken and had one person from each team removed. And outside of the Battle Pass, there's no other reason to keep playing and trying to grind. Clearly, progression was not the real biggest issue. No, the real issue was the game gets very stale very quickly. Because there's not really that much to do. And coming in at number 3 is the only DLC on this whole list, the Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC. This is going to be a doozy to explain why. So, bear with me here. So, firstly, they copy-pasted the Hall of Fame progression system from the base game into the DLC. And then, to try and justify that, they locked what class of vehicle you are allowed to drive behind this progression system. And they tried to justify that with the story being like, oh, it's because we need to make sure you're safe and able to handle the power up here like several thousand feet up in the sky. Oh, also you unlock cars by completing this checklist, by the way. Oh yeah. Reminder: this whole fucking game is built around checklists. Yeah, not really that fun. And the reason it is at number 3 and not like tied with Overwatch 2 is you have to buy the base game or you have to buy one of the editions that comes with the expansion pass. And then you have to buy the DLC if you just bought the base game. So you're charging me to basically play the same thing that I did in the base game for the Hall of Fame story. But you're charging me to do it again just several thousand feet in the air. And the only real reason to play it is actually to unlock the cars. That's the only real reason to play it, is to unlock the cars. And I haven't even bothered to complete the last tier. Like, I got so bored of it that I just have never even bothered to go back and complete the last tier. And there's only one other real benefit is you get like 2 extra Forzathon or weekly playlist challenges to do every week. So that's nice. But other than that, there ain't nothing else really. Like I actually liked Horizon 3 Hot Wheels better than this. And that's saying something. So yeah. That out of the way, we're gonna move on to number 3 or number 2. So coming in at number 2 is F122. It feels like, and it looks like they clearly put more effort into couches and supercars and getting stupid clothing brands on board than they did into actually building out a quality on track product in the game. And it really does show. As at the launch, there was numerous glitches. There was the Baku wall glitch. There was the AI. No matter what, just always outspeeding the player in a straight line. There was all sorts of things. There is the fact that this game really is only playable in flat screen with a controller or a wheel. VR for me was a laggy and blurry mess. And mind you, I have a 3700X and a 2060 Super. That 2060 Super and 3700X run iRacing at the max frame rate that my Quest 2 can, or that my Quest 1 can handle. Perfectly fine. And the game looks good. It runs Assetto Corsa in VR fine. Even though it does reproject, it still looks better than F122 does. Yeah, but literally, it's not very good. And yeah, the AI also left a lot for me to be desired, as you'll notice in the gameplay that I put the race on no collisions because I tried recording just a normal race and I just turned off damage. And I couldn't even get through a lap. So, with that, we're going to move on to number 1. So, coming in at number 1 for my worst games of the year, and is my worst game of the year, is MX vs. ATV Legends. This game was actually originally going to be second, but then I checked it out from my local library again and sat down and played it for a little bit to record some footage for this video. And the issues that I had with it back when I initially gave it my quick thoughts and my review are still there. And at this point, I have now actually played a little bit of another game called MX Bikes. and we're going to be comparing these two here. Um, and this game, like the stuff that this game does wrong, F122 at least makes an attempt to get right. They at least tried to get it right. Firstly, is um, the AI. It's just the AI. It just doesn't work. The AI literally do not work. In this video, you may notice that there is one quick race that I have had to restart several times. And you will notice the reason why being I get into the middle of a UTV pack and all these AI are trying to go over this jump. I'm in the middle, and a bunch of us just miss the jump completely because we're all trying to fit into this tiny space, and all the UTVs don't fit in there, so you don't make the jump, and you get off track and then respawned. But the respawn for this particular thing either A, doesn't work, or B, takes forever because I have to just restart it. And eventually, you'll notice I get out ahead of them. And then, not only do I get out ahead of them, at the end, I'm several seconds. Like, I think easily 10 plus seconds up the road from second place. Over 10 seconds from second place. So second place was 10 seconds behind me. Now in F1, the AI, you can at least race them and they will race you competently. And they actually seem to understand what they're doing. Next is physics. Physics just... This is where the MX bikes comparison comes in. So, MX bikes, firstly, is made by a much smaller team. And all the real bikes in MX bikes are modded in. And they're part of this huge thing called I believe it's the OEM pack. Now, every single bike behaves in a way that makes sense in MX bikes. The MX and ATV in MX versus ATV, they're near unrideable. They do not behave in a manner that makes sense. They do not feel good to ride. In fact, the best vehicle in the game is still the UTV. Because, actually, not only that, but the other big issue is still the AI just not understanding how to race and literally constantly tripping over each other with the bikes. The ATVs, it's a little bit less of an issue, but the bikes, it's awful. The AI on the bikes is awful. Like, super awful. Um, and just general polish. Like, um, actually, when I was recording this in particular, the water sounds. Oh my god, the water sounds and the water effects are just like how why the water sound effect is sounds like a 3 second loop that you can clearly tell it's being looped. Um, and the actual water like spray effect on the camera is just awful. Awful. Sucks. Which is once again another thing that F122 at least gets right. The spray looks how it should and how you think it would look from inside an F1 car. Here it just looks awful. And yeah. The, just this game just beats F122 by a mile in terms of being a bad game. So with that out of the way, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. The next one of these will be my favorite games, my best games of 2022. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all so much for supporting my channel, and bye for now. Peace.